Hello, everybody. It's your favorite person in the world, Bruce, and I'm here to tell you about everybody's favorite record company in the world, Earache Records. And I'm going to specifically be talking about an era of earache, the most vile, disgusting era of earache. And you might be like, oh, well, but God, Earache Records, that's so cool. What brutal stuff are they putting out? No, that's a problem. They weren't putting out brutal stuff. This was an era I like to call late 90s earache. Their sellout period. So Earache Records is a UK-based record company across the board, mate. And they would find success by signing extreme bands. Specifically, extreme metal and extreme punk bands. The first, I guess, hitter was Napalm Death and their album Scum. Now, Napalm Death would see a lot of success in the UK, mainly just for the sheer novelty of that it was probably the heaviest album of that year. Like, everybody says, like, oh, metal, this heavy metal, they're just making noise. Well, they're literally just making noise. Now, of course, I really like Scum. I like death metal Napalm Death, okay? I like their, in between albums. But this would lead Earache to say, hey, Napalm Death makes us money, let's sign more acts. So they got Carcass. They went across the pond to America. And they signed all the death metal and grindcore bands that they could snaggle before Road Racer or, Nuclear Blast, or Metal Blade, would sign on. Giving them, didn't Massacre, isn't that Earache? Anyways, Morbid Angel. And this is where I'm coming to. Morbid Angel would become the highest selling death metal band of at least that time period. They got a deal with Columbia. Earache did a deal with Columbia Records. Man, things were pimping. Morbid Angel was on MTV. What the fuck? They were on Beavis and Butthead. It's hilarious. Napalm Death was seeing success with changing their sound to death metal, and so Earache Records, like a true junkie, was looking for the next extreme sound. So what do you do after you sign grindcore and death metal? Well, you go to a rave. Apparently. Well, that was Earache's thought point. And I love rave music. Okay? I like techno music. Alright, Acid Flash Volume 1, that's a great compilation album. 2 telephone calls and an air raid. I mean, come on. Earache Records would find one specific guy, DJ Devious. And, you might know him not for DJ Devious as the Berserker. And look, I love the Berserker, but didn't always start off as speedcore gabber, however you're supposed to say that, and extreme metal. No, used to just be gabber. You know what I mean? Quick little gabber. Not only was, this was pretty good. I like some standouts. His EP, No. Koala Fish Mutant Bird. That's probably my favorite song of the Berserker. I love all the Clerk samples. Specifically, the Berserker did 2 remixes of D-Sides, Once Upon the Cross, and When Satan Rules His World. He kind of mixed them together. And a Morbid Angel song. I forgot which one specifically, but this led Earache to say, hey, Berserker, come on, baby. Come on. Give me a sweetness, sugar. And this would lead the first Hellspawn, when extreme metal meets extreme techno. Jesus Christ. And this would have many great artists from both sides of each spectrum of extreme techno, extreme metal, trying mix together, but with none of the brutality and finesse of the Berserker, just kind of shit. Delta 9, which I like their Unkind Mind Grind, or his EP, I like that. I like Napalm Death. But you mix them together and they sound like shit. And of course, Napalm Death would be featured on the Mortal Kombat movies soundtrack. Both soundtracks are great, and the Mortal Kombat Annihilation soundtrack is actually better than the movie. And Napalm Death, they would sell out. Okay, I'm gonna say it plain and simple. Napalm Death sold out. Okay, mainly And they can blame Earache Records all day, but the fact of the matter is, if you're really punk, you don't care about the label. You just do your own thing, which they would eventually get off at Earache. But my point still stands, dude. Napalm Death would release Fear, Loathing, or Fear, Despair, Fear, Emptiness, whatever the fuck. This stupid album with I call it like this cover sucks. Like just like the album art sucks. It looks like the Alice Cooper raise your fist and scream. You know what I mean? But like trying to be like more edgy. Like it's so dumb. Every song sucks. Twist the Knife Slowly is so boring. Yeah, talk about slowly. More Than Meets the Eye which that's not a Transformers song, which sucks because I love the T-Formers, and I think the T-Formers movie, the '80s one soundtrack, was also pretty good. But yeah, this entire album sucks, and people noticed. Okay, Napalm Death changed their logo. This whole late '90s Napalm Death, it's the shittiest album Helmet never wrote. Okay, I think I got that from Thralls of Metal. Shout out to them. But something like Metallica, you know what I mean? When they sold out, like at least the Black Album, like you had like legitimately good songs like Don't Threat on Me, Wherever I May Roam, and it actually led the singer Barney to leave. I think Entombed has a lot to blame for this, and I love Entombed. I love their album Wolverine Blues. It was the death and roll. It started this nasty idea that Earache had, that we can just take our death metal bands and make them death and roll. I don't know why, but like every death metal band did it. Dismember did it. Well, granted, Dismember was also kind of like Entombed and Dismember, but like Dismember did it. Massacre did it. But the difference with Entombed, they sold out, I would say, harder than Napalm Death, because at least Napalm Death was making shitty groove metal. There was still metal in there. Entombed, with same difference, that's alternative rock. I don't even want to call that metal. That's alternative, dude. I mean, you want to talk about a sellout, there you go. I mean, all Napalm Death fanboys, look, I'm with you. Let's join forces to shit on the tune. Same difference. Same difference? No. All the differences. And then this stupid dog on the album cover. What the hell? Yes, Earache would kind of pressure a lot of their bands to become more accessible, more mainstream. Morbid Angel with their album Domination. It was still a death metal record, but Where the Slime Live, which I love that song, is like, it's their groove song, which sick-ass guitar solo, but it's probably the best guitar solo. But still, it was their groove song, it had a music video that would play on MTV. Yeah, I don't know how often, but it played on MTV once. You had, like the opening of Dawn of the Angry or something like that, like the ting, 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 ting. It's, of course, a lot deeper than that, but, you also had the ambient synthesizers filler on the album, Luckily, David Vincent, he was like, hey, I'm not going to let this band sell out. I'm just going to sell out myself and join the Degenerate Torturers or whatever with his wife. And Degenerate Torturers is an industrial metal band that just constantly sings about having sex. Now, Dave Vincent couldn't join Lords of Acid, so he settled for worse. And now he's being a cowboy, so it shows where David Vincent's morals were. This would all come to a boiling point. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the worst album Earache has ever put out. Techno blah blah blah, I can't read this font. Adrenaline Junkies. Moment of silence for anyone who bought this album. This was by far the most baffling, stupidest thing Earache has ever done. They changed their logo for the CD. They changed their logo. Here, put it up. Earache, it looked like Earache. It was all scary. No, this is what they changed it to. Huh? What? You might be like, oh, Bruce, what is this album even like? It is hardcore techno, breakbeat, breakcore, whatever you want to call it. Of course, breakbeat is not my thing. I've heard like breakcore. I've heard breakbeat. Like there's a dude at my school. He's into it, and he showed me. And there can be a couple good songs. This isn't. This is even by the standards of a genre I already don't like. Is just shit. You know what I mean? It's horrible. Everything about it sucks. It's the song titles are lame. Every song sounds the same. And not in like a grindcore way, like in a I can't tell each one apart. Every song has the same stupid structure. Every song is like it's watered down. You know what I mean? It's like Load. Like it's like, oh, it's like extreme techno. Not really. It doesn't feel extreme. You know what I mean? This isn't techno. Look at the album art. I know I have it up, but just really, let's take a second and appreciate it. Look at this god-awful CGI that not even the PS1 would have. Look at this. Look at the lady. Look at them in their surfboards. Look, the lady up front, she looks like Lilu's autistic cousin. This real winner right here. Look at him with his spiked up blue hair and he looks like, the sunglasses they give you at the dentist. He looks like he's wearing those. He looks like he just stole them from the dentist. And this dude in the background, I don't even, who cares, but so what, they're flying out into outer space? Good. I hope they suffocate from the zero oxygen in space. They're only a one thing, and thank God Earache stopped this, because I would say this permanently ruined, or at least fractured, Earache's image, not only to the extreme metal community, but to the bands themselves. I mean, everybody left them. I'm pretty sure Morbid Angel left them. If not, then they should have. I know Napalm Death left them. Carcass left. I know Carcass is on Nuclear Blast Records now, but God, everybody is on Nuclear Blast. Fucking Ministry is on Nuclear Blast, which I shout out to Ministry. That's a actually good industrial band. Yeah, this was an awkward, confusing time in Earache. Although I will say, it gave us the Berserker, which is one of the best, I would say, extreme metal and extreme techno bands. They're amazing. Berserker is great. I do want to mention, though, Berserker is not perfect. They covered this, and I know it's kind of like a meme song now, but they covered the Tattoo, T-A-T-U song, All the Things She Said. Yeah, remember that song? Remember that song from the 2000s? The two, Russian lesbian chicks? And I'm not just saying lesbian just to be crass. That was their gimmick. I think there was a whole thing about them kissing up on stage. Berserker covered it, and it sucks. The I wear short skirts, I wear Slipknot shorts. You seen that video? Or oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I wish them all the best. All right, I wish everybody the best. There you go. Well, it's been a fun journey, people. Journey of laughs, journey of love, journey of tears, journey of heartbreak, and journey of pain. But it has been a dumb and pretentious journey. So, cheers to you all. This is Bruce signing off, saying you gotta keep it heavy, keep it brutal, keep it mayhem. Ick. And I will see you all later, okay?
Stop! Stop! For the love of God, stop!
I'm Jerry Captain and
I'm in the fucking bed. Ow! Fuck! Yeah! Ow! 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 Fuck!